All right, I'm going to try this again. Um, Hi, this is Marty with Smoke For You, and welcome to the very first Facebook Live for Ready to Get Ready, a group for those of us who are not quite ready to quit smoking but know that you want to. So if you're out there, let me know by dropping me a like or a love or a comment. I would love to have you. This is the very first time if you had just jumped on, had a little bit of technical difficulties, but here we are again. Let me know if you can hear me. I've got kids home today, and so I don't want you to have to hear what I'm hearing, which is them running around and screaming in the background. So if you have any trouble hearing me, let me know. I'll wait just a few more moments to see if anybody else jumps on before I begin. All right. Well, when you jump on, go ahead and say hello. And if you're catching this in the rebroadcast, let me know that you were here too. I'd love to know if this is who this is reaching and how you're doing. We're going to go ahead and get started. So today's topic is what to do when your spouse smokes. So I apologize, by the way, that I didn't give any advance notice, not too much of it. We just started this group on Friday, I believe, and I got very excited by a topic that was brought to my attention yesterday, and I just couldn't wait to get on board and start talking about it. Going forward, these lives are going to be more scheduled, and I'll give you guys some advance notice when it's going to be on and what topic we're going to be talking about, but I just couldn't wait to begin. So if it's a little rough or you didn't know about it, that's totally fine. We're just learning as we go. All right. So once again, if you're out there, go ahead and let me know by dropping a comment or giving me a love or a like, just letting me know you're there, saying hi. Okay. So today's topic. So many of you have spouses or partners or happen to spend a lot of time with people who still smoke. And it might seem that they're not being all that supportive of you. They'll do things like smoke in front of you or leave their cigarettes laying out in front of you or even try and talk you out of quitting. So it really makes it hard to stay strong when that's going on. And then you might kind of want to think, what's going on with them anyway? I mean, why would they do that? If they loved you, wouldn't they want to support you? And why are they making it so hard for you to quit? So I'm going to share with you today 3 tips on how to stay strong with quitting, even when it seemed like your loved ones are actually set out to sabotage you. They're not, by the way. I'm going to talk about what's really going on in these next three points. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to get really, really clear on why you want to quit. I mean, why do you want to quit smoking? And, a lot of times we go along and think, oh, well, I know that I want to. And yeah, maybe it's for health reasons, or maybe it's I don't like the way I'm feeling, or I'm just sick of it. I'm going to ask you to take some time and really think about what's really going on. And it's not easy for a lot of people, but I'm going to ask you to take a moment and just dig deep. If it's for health reasons, what specifically is it about your health that you want for your health or that you want to avoid? Maybe if it's something like getting sick by quitting. If it's money, maybe really think about how much money is it costing you every month to smoke and what would you do with that money if you had it? And if it's lifestyle, what is smoking kind of stopping you from doing these days, if anything? Or what are you worried about it stopping you from doing if you keep going on? These are really important questions to ask yourself and kind of dig deeper beyond the, well, I just want to. Why? And it's going to be very, very important for you to know that. And I would even recommend that you make a list of what these whys are and start carrying it around with you. You can even put it on your phone or put it on a piece of paper so that you can have it to refer back to. And I'm going to tell you why in just a moment. The second point I want to make about spouses or partners who seem like they're sabotaging you, it might be time to have an honest conversation with them about what's going on with you, about why you want to quit. I've found that whether you're looking to get healthier, whether you're going on a diet or wanting to work out more or quitting a habit like smoking or chewing tobacco, the more serious that you take it and that you project that people around you are taking it and letting them know that you're taking this seriously, the more seriously they tend to take it as well. And it's not an overnight thing, but the more firm you are, the more you show them that you mean business, they'll kind of pick up the clue and start treating you as such. And sometimes that might mean removing yourself from the situation or not hanging out with them as much in the short term. And I know that's hard with a spouse, but maybe it's certain things like if they light up right in front of you, you leave the room because it's hard for you right now to be around someone smoking, and you're showing them that you're serious. Yeah, you love them, but you can't be there. You can't control their behavior, but you can change yours. Another thing that's important to understand is that you are probably not in the same place as your spouse or partner when it comes to quitting smoking. You're not trying, maybe you talk about it together, but really you're not trying to make them quit. You're doing this for yourself, but you need their support. They might be feeling guilty or pressured to quit because you're quitting, and that's kind of uncomfortable, especially if they're not at the same place you are, if they're not quite ready yet. And they might be resisting a little bit because they do feel guilty or they do feel pressured. And you quitting while they're staying the same, it might bring up some uncomfortable feelings for them or some feelings that they're not quite sure what to do with. And to be honest, it's possible they might worry that your relationship is going to change somehow. Who are you if you've only known each other as both smoking, who are you together without smoking? You used to smoke together. Well, now what? They might worry that you might love them less or have less respect for them because you're quitting and they're not. How can you still enjoy your time together when smoking? And you don't necessarily have to talk through all of these things with them if that's not kind of the dynamic that you have in your relationship. But these are good things to keep in mind to understand that what's really going on sometimes when it seems like they're trying to sabotage you. It's not really necessarily about you. It's about them. And that's a delicate subject to bring up. But just kind of know that that's a little bit about what's going on. But third thing I want to bring up is ultimately it is your responsibility. It is your life that you're working with here. So you have to be 100% accountable to yourself for your own success. And so this is where some serious mindset work comes in. Like I mentioned in tip number 1, once you've dug deep on why it's so important for you to quit, let's kind of take a look at where you are right now. And we're going to talk a little bit about intention. And this may sound like tough love, and it is, but understand that this is key to starting to redirect the ship that you're on. It's the key to turning everything around. And this is what's important. Everything that you have at this moment in your life is a result of your intention. All the positive things in your life, the good stuff, that just didn't happen by accident. Whether you were aware of it or not, whether you consciously thought of it or not, on a subconscious level, you set your intention that you wanted things to be a certain way in your life. And then as a result, you started making decisions that would lead to that end result. So, for example, let's say if you have a home where you feel safe and sheltered, at some point you set your intention that it was important to you to have a safe place to live. And so you started making decisions that guided your behavior into getting that. So maybe it's finding that place and finding ways of paying for it or maintaining it. All of those things kind of fall in line. Another example, and if you've ever had a job, you've set your intention that it's important to you to have money coming in. And so you made decisions along the way that would get you that outcome. It's important for you to be able to support yourself or to support others. And so we've talked about some positive stuff, but now let's talk about what about the not so good stuff in your life. Well, that too is a result of your intentions. But hear me out here. It's not that you set out to say, well, I wanted to have, feel unhealthy, or I wanted to have this dependency on tobacco, or I wanted to feel tired of dealing with the hassle. You didn't set your intentions for that. But you did set your intention on something. And here's what's important. Here's what's key to keep in mind. You had your real intentions that you were setting. They weren't to be sick. They weren't to feel tired of it or to be connected to smoking. It was some real intentions for what smoking is getting you. So like I said, you're not smoking or chewing for the sake of cigarettes or chew. Instead, the cigarettes and chew, they are solving a problem. You set an intention that you wanted to feel a certain way. And your subconscious mind decided that smoking or chew is the best way to get that feeling. And so these feelings and these intentions, they're very, very important. And they shouldn't be dismissed. However, you need to understand what they are so that you can find healthier ways to meet that intention, ways that are away from what you're doing now, which is using smoking or chewing tobacco to get there. And I have a written exercise that takes you through this process in so much deeper depth than I'm going to be able to get to today. So if you would like for me to send it to you, just comment below with the word notes, N-O-T-E-S, notes, and I will get that to you. I'll send it through Messenger. So when your spouse or your partner or your friends leave their cigarettes out, or they smoke in front of you, or you feel tempted to smoke around them, it's time to take a look at what's really important and what's really going on. So you want to think beyond, well, I just want to smoke, to what am I feeling and what problem am I trying to solve with smoking? And that's where you're going to find that that list of the whys you made are going to become very, very important. So for example, let's say that your spouse or your partner leaves their cigarettes out in the open. You see it and you want one. Okay, so what are the feelings? What are you really feeling? Sometimes the feeling is something as simple as, well, they look good and I just want one. Okay, that's fair enough. So let's take a look deeper. The problem you're looking to solve then is that of wanting instant gratification. Instant gratification, it feels good in the moment and you want to feel good. And it's okay to want to feel good. We don't want to take that away from you. You want to feel good. Okay, so your intention is to do something to make yourself feel good. So start thinking, what can you do to feel good besides smoking? And you might even have to start making a list of things, what feels good in the moment, what can be your go-to. Look at your list of whys and say, okay, in this moment, what is important for me to feel good or to get one of these benefits that you're by stopping smoking? And it's going to become a decision that you need to make. So another example then is, let's say that your spouse is smoking in front of you and you want to join in. It looks good. They're having fun. That's what you used to do. So what are you really feeling? Maybe you want companionship. Maybe you want special time with him or her. Maybe you want that special time of connectedness with your loved one. Your intention is to spend time with them, and that's okay. And that's normal. That's natural. You want to spend time with them. So how can you spend that quality time with them without smoking? And finally, another example, let's say you're struggling with quitting and your spouse is encouraging you to smoke and, just give in, just smoke. And, you can always quit tomorrow. You can always quit another day. And you think, well, you know what? This is really too hard. I might as well just give it. I'll just do it. Yeah, you're right. I'll just do it tomorrow. So the problem then you're looking to solve is taking the easy way out. I mean, easy feels better than hard. And you know what? We're faced with a lot of hard stuff in our life. I mean, work is hard. We're stressed out. I mean, sometimes just getting through the day is really, really hard work. And we want to do some things that feel easy sometimes. And that's okay. You want to feel, do things that feel easy. So you deserve to take it easy. So what are some things that you can do that are easy, that can take some of that stress off, or that are some easy decisions that you can make, again, besides smoking? And I tell you what, and this is a lot, but it's going to take some practice to start thinking. And it's going to take, like I talked about, intention to kind of sit down and work your mind going through these exercises. And so I challenge you over the next 7 days to take a good look at what you're really feeling when you want to smoke, or when your partner lights up in front of you or tells you you should, go ahead and just try to quit another day. What are you really feeling? What problem are you looking to solve? What is your subconscious mind really, what do they really want? And I'm going to go ahead and say, don't try to do this when you're in the moment and it's right in front of you. It's going to be really, really hard. I'm going to suggest that, take a moment when you're not being tempted, when you're by yourself and they're not around trying to tempt you, to work through this stuff. It's going to be a lot easier. So, and once again, I have more detailed instructions on how to go through this. Just comment below with the word notes and I will send those to you and I'll get them over to you. So to recap, when your spouse, or your partner, or your friends, or your family, or your loved ones, whoever it is smoking and they're tempting you when you're trying to stay strong with quitting, It's not that they don't love you or that they want you to fail or anything like that. Just remember these 3 tips to help you get things moving in the right direction. Number 1, become clear on your why. Number 2, possibly have an honest conversation with them, and understand that they aren't trying to hurt you. They aren't trying to sabotage you. They're just not necessarily in the same place as you, and they may be feeling a little bit insecure or unsure of this change in both of your lives, because both of your lives do change when you stop and someone hasn't yet, and that's going to shift the dynamic a little bit. And what does that mean? And figure out what your true intentions are behind reaching for a cigarette or chew, and think of other activities that can satisfy those same intentions that are going to work a whole lot better for you. And it's a process, and give yourself time to work through this. It's you've been going this way for a very long time. It's time to just take some little shifts to the side to start getting things to turn around. So that's it for today. And guys, if you want more help figuring out why quitting is so important to you, and you want to get a better understanding of what other minefields might be out there for you that are standing in your way of quitting, and you want to come up with a strategy to get unstuck so you can start moving forward, let's get on the phone. Let's talk about it one-on-one. You can send me a message or ask me to contact you in the comments below, and I'll shoot you a message and we'll get something set up. It's a 45-minute call. It's totally free, but we'll walk through exactly what is going on within your mindset and figure out what needs to happen next so that you can get unstuck and you can start getting on the path to stopping smoking. So reach out and book that call with me. All right, that's it for today. I'm planning on doing these videos at least once a week to start, and I will give you more notice going forward. I was just so excited about this topic that I wanted to share it with you. Hopefully, you're getting this on the other end, and whether you're joining me live or you're watching a replay, just send me a like or a love, or just let me know that you were here. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. I look forward to talking with you next time. Bye.